Hey guys, it's Yessie Bieber, and today I am going to be talking about my microdermal. For those of you who do not know what that is, it's actually an implanted piercing, and I'm going to be telling you more information about it. So I actually have my phone with me so I can just read to you like basically what it is, and I'm gonna tell you if it hurts and how I took care of it. And I actually planned on doing this video. I'm doing this video right now because 2 weeks ago my piercing got extremely infected, so I'm going to tell you how that went. And I'm also going to tell you what made me, get this. Alright, I wanted a microdermal because my mother has one, and I just thought it looked very pretty and different, and I would always put in like a fake little, what are those things called? Jewelry little things. I would just like put eyelash glue on it and stick it to my face to make believe that I had a piercing like my mom, but I actually have the real thing now, and I just really love it. It's very different, and I think it makes your face pop. I don't know, that's just me. Okay, so now I'm just going to tell you what it really is, because I always get asked, what is it that they do to put that piercing in? How is it? So I'm going to tell you. Implants can be placed practically anywhere on the surface of the skin on the body, but are different from conventional piercings in that they are composed of two components: an anchor, okay, which is what is inside, which is implanted underneath the skin with the step protruding from or flush with the surface of the surrounding skin, and the interchangeable jewelry, which is screwed into the threaded hole in the stem of the anchor, which is this can actually be changed. Okay, so I can unscrew it and change it, but there's an anchor inside, which is, I call it the stem. It's implanted in me. Okay, so basically they had to like squeeze through the tissues of my skin. I know it sounds pretty gross, but it's true. So I got this piercing done like in May, I think. I'm not sure. I think it was May. And I went to Manhattan to get it done, and I was telling my mom how I really wanted this piercing and I just wanted to get it over with already. I just really wanted it. One day we happened to be in Manhattan, and my dad was already like going through the bridge to go home, and I had a sudden idea, like, since we're here, let's go, to the tattoo place or the piercing place, whatever, to get my piercing done. And I didn't really think he would take me. He took me, and there were several tattoo slash piercing places there, but I happened to choose one. They were going to charge me $80 at first, but they ended up lowering it for me to $60 plus tax, which is $5, and I did give tip as well, so it came out to like $75 or so. So when I went in, I was a little nervous. I kind of already had the experience of a piercing because I had one here not too long ago, but I had to take it out because my body rejected it. But I really wanted this dermal, so I was waiting there for around maybe like 15 minutes. Then I went inside. He cleaned up the area. He asked me where exactly I wanted it. I told him where. He marked it. And then when he was ready, he's like, okay, breathe in and breathe out slowly. I felt the needle go right through my skin, and I kind of felt like a little bit of him, like I felt him struggling a little bit, but eventually it went, and it went in. I don't want to sound negative, a lot of you guys are negative, but yeah, the piercing whatever went inside, and then I felt him screw on the outer part, which is this. But let me tell you something. I was bleeding so much. He even asked me if I was anemic, if I drank lots of soda. He was asking me a whole lot of questions, and I'm just like, no. And he's like, well, you're quite the bleeder. And he showed me. It was like he just had to keep getting loads and loads of tissue to cover, to clean up the area. So I was quite the bleeder. I was bleeding a lot. Did it hurt at the moment where he put in my piercing? To be honest with you, it's not bad. Like, I just kind of held my hands together and squeezed as he was putting in my piercing. So I didn't really feel. I kind of felt the struggle of it when he was like playing around with it. That's about it. But it didn't hurt. It really didn't hurt at all. But after I got out, that's when it started hurting. I was in the car and I was like, oh my god, I feel like I can't even move my face, and I felt it burn. The most part was just burn. It was just burning me so much. Rather than pain, it was more like me feeling like that area was very sensitive. I don't know if I make sense, but it wasn't really hurting me. It was more like burning me, and it just felt really sensitive. I couldn't really move. But I came out of there with the band-aid on because I had to cover it. So I'm going to show you the band-aids that I usually wore when I went to bed. These are the bandages. Okay. These are the clear bandages that I use. These are the circle ones, so they're not that tiny, but they're pretty, I mean, they're better than wearing a big ass, you know, bandage on your face. Band-aid. So I put these on when I went to sleep. The next day I had to go to class, and I kind of wanted to show off my piercing, you know, so I didn't put any band-aid. But I had to clean with a bunch of hydrogen peroxide. I used my Q-tips to clean around the area. That's about it. I was like, oh, this piercing seems so easy to take care of. My mom always warned me, like, you better be careful, do not get makeup in there. And recently, this happened to me 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, out of nowhere, first let me tell you what I think made it worse. Alright, so, you know when you're just laying down, I have a big ass phone, this is the iPhone 6 Plus. So I'm laying down and I'm just like texting or whatever, and my phone falls on my face, and it falls right on the dermal. So I'm like, great, you know, and I felt the pain. Like, I was actually like, shit, this hurts so much. And like 2 days later, I ended up hitting it by mistake. That happens. You forget that you have a piercing on your face and you hit it by mistake. So I think that triggered to it becoming really swollen. The next 2 days, wow, like it was a Friday, I woke up with it getting really red. It was swollen. My eye wasn't swollen yet, but throughout that whole entire weekend, Saturday, wow, it was terrible. I actually started getting swollen Thursday, but Friday and Saturday were the worst. I had to wear a band-aid to work, and I was kind of embarrassed to work because people must think like I got jumped or something. So I was really embarrassed since it was covered with the band-aid. No one would really know that it's a piercing that is making me that way. They'll just think, oh, she got jumped. So yeah, Saturday morning I had to call my manager. I had to text her and tell her I can't make it because it was just that bad. My eye was swollen. Let me see if I have a picture. I think I have a picture. My eye was so freaking swollen. I wanted to cry, and I did cry. It was really bad. It hurt so much, and I just felt like I couldn't move my eye. I couldn't move my face. I just felt ugly, and it was just really horrible, guys. I don't even want to show you this picture, to be honest, but hey, whatever. This is the picture. Excuse my dirty ass phone, but that is the picture of how I was. Okay, so I was miserable. I was really miserable. This is another one. It's kind of dark, but that's another one. I closed my eye there. But it was really, really bad, and it lasted like a week and a half. So I took a couple days off of work because I couldn't go in like that. It was just terrible. I couldn't sleep on it. I couldn't do anything. So what I did was go to the clinic, and I told her what was happening, and she prescribed some pills. These pills really worked because I had to take them twice a day after a meal. So when I did, I get distracted easily. What was I saying? So yeah, oh yeah, she prescribed me pills, medication to take so I can get better, and that, I think those pills really worked. And then she also prescribed me a cream to put around the infected area, and she told me that I had to buy soap, antibacterial soap, clean around the area, make sure that it's really clean, and then get a Q-tip and clean it with hydrogen peroxide. When I was really swollen, my mom was the one that was really helping me. So thank you, Mom, for helping me. She was there the whole time helping me, like putting cold compresses against my dermal, and giving me salt water to put around it, cleaning it with hydrogen peroxide. She was the one telling me, like showing me what everything I had to do, and she would help me because I couldn't even touch myself there because it was just really bad, and I would cry, and I was miserable. I was freaking miserable. So my doctor prescribed me this medication, and it is actually the same thing as Neosporin, but is CVS brand. I already had Neosporin. Alright, I was using this to see if my piercing will get better, but then I just stopped using that and I started using the one that she prescribed to me. And this, along with the pills that she prescribed, worked because, as you can see, my dermal is much better now. It's still a little red, to be honest with you. It's still a little red, but to the way that I was, you saw a picture. My eye was black and blue, basically. It looked like I got beat up. Now I'm not swollen. This whole thing, and excuse my eye bags, yeah, I'm really tired. I basically went to school the whole day today, and I'm just really tired. But all this was swollen, as you saw in the picture, and this was just really swollen and red. But now it's just a little red, and I'm very careful. What I do now is I clean it every night after I take off all my makeup with the makeup remover wipes, and then I wash my face with water and soap. Then I grab my hydrogen peroxide and a Q-tip and just clean around it, and then I apply this thing that she prescribed to me. So if you're having any problems with your piercing, you feel like it's getting infected, you need to make sure that you are taking care of it, that you are cleaning it properly, making sure that your hands are clean. And I told the doctor that I thought this was happening to me because I hit it multiple times by accident. She said that's not what caused your infection. Your infection was caused by bacteria. Maybe it could be the makeup that you're applying. The makeup, all the oils can go into there, even if you're trying to avoid that area, which I do now. The makeup still goes through the piercing, and if you don't clean it right, that keeps building up to the bacteria. Or maybe when I'm working, I touch it by accident, my hands are dirty, or I'm in school, whatever the case may be. So you have to make sure that you don't touch your piercing when your hands are not clean, because that's what leads to infected piercings. And I still do think that me dropping my phone on my face was a very big part of why it got swollen. I still believe that personally. But so to anyone who is having a problem with their piercing, infected piercing or whatever, if you feel like it's gonna get really infected, you should start cleaning it day and night, maybe at least 3 times a day. Make sure that you are cleaning it well, and make sure that you get this, or you can go and get the CVS brand, the one I showed you, or you can even go to get oral prescription from your doctor, which I do recommend because it's faster. So there are many things you can do. You can also do cold, I keep saying hot, cold compresses, putting ice, cleaning the area with antibacterial soap, and also cleaning it with hydrogen peroxide or salt water, whatever, sea salt water, whatever you prefer, whatever you think is best, but make sure that you're taking care of it. Alright, so I'm going to answer one last question, which is, would you recommend this piercing, the microdermal piercing? Personally, I was thinking, like, okay, if I have to take this piercing off because I get infected again, I am going to do it, because I really don't want to deal with having that piercing infected again. It was terrible. I was I was depressed. I didn't even want to go outside, and when I didn't go outside, I would always wear glasses so no one can see me. It's pretty embarrassing. But I strongly love my piercing. Like, I feel so passionate about this piercing. Like, I love it so much. I do not want to get rid of it. I know eventually one day when I get into some type of career, I do have to take it off. But for now, I don't want to take it off. Do I recommend it? I do recommend it, but I recommend it to those who are very careful, who are responsible, and yeah, if you're responsible enough to clean it at least twice a day and make sure that you're constantly doing this, not just once a week, then I do recommend the piercing. And if it's something that you've always wanted or you just really want because you probably saw it on someone or you just think it'll look nice on you, but you really have to want something in order to get it, just like a tattoo. I don't really want a tattoo, so I haven't gotten a tattoo. I really wanted this piercing, so I got it. You just really have to be passionate about it. I know it sounds kind of lame. You just have to really, really, really want it in order for you, you know, to decide whether or not you should. If you're just like, oh, I think it looks pretty, I think it'll change my appearance, it'll make me more, you know, cool, you shouldn't get it, okay? Because it's a commitment, I think, to take care of a piercing like this. And so yeah, guys, you just really have to want the piercing. I personally don't really see myself with another piercing. I think this is good enough for me. But yeah, and this isn't the last question, sorry. There's another one I want to answer. People always ask me, how do you take that out? I have to go and get it done professionally. Okay, so I can't just pull it out. I've seen many videos on YouTube where people just pull out their dermal. That's bad. And you just start bleeding everywhere. You don't want that. Just go back to the tattoo parlor, or you can just go to another one and get it professionally removed. Because if you don't do that, if you're like very impatient to take it off, you're just gonna cause something. Seriously, you don't want any type of, I don't know, incident with your microdermal. So I recommend going to the piercer who did it, or just any place that they do piercings to take it out. I don't think you should take that out on your own. It's pretty painful and disgusting. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I answered everything. I think I did. So on a scale of 1 to 10 of how bad it hurt the time that I got it, the piercing, it's probably a 4.5. It's really not that bad, but when I referred to 2 weeks ago, I would tell you it was a 10. I don't mean to get you guys, like, you know, scared or anything, but I'm just warning you that you have to be very, very, very responsible when it comes to a microdermal, because it requires a lot more than just a regular piercing, I think. I think any piercing, but I feel like when it's on your face, you really have to be careful, because that's something you don't really want to, you know, get swollen in your face area. And that's unfortunately what happened to me. But yeah, guys, I hope I answered all of your questions, and that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do this video to inform you of how I feel having a microdermal, and the process of it, what I went through, and what are the expectations, and just basically general stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, go subscribe to my channel, comment, like, share with people, whatever you want to do. But thank you guys for watching this video. My next video will most likely be posted on Sunday, so